Good day, ma'ams and sirs. Welcome to the podcast that's drawing more eyes and ears than a caricature artist. It's brought to you by the dopest host on the dopest coast. With me, as always, is everyone's favorite oversized, cellulite-thighed, hell of a nice guy. He's pissy, erratic, his good ideas are spastic, sporadic, and filled up with fatness. He eats more than a great white and always comes up short on date night. He's a stumbling, mumbling mess. He's wondering how this podcast could deliver us checks. He's the Ben Affleck of everyday life. His haircut is stupid, and he's not very well liked. He's way more than a pal. He's more like a brother. He weighs more than a cow. Shit, he even has udders. Tommy fucking Washington, what's up, man?
Pat, I want to congratulate you on getting through that in one take. Normally doesn't happen.
Every time. One take. Every time.
Also, want to throw this out there. I thought I was upset on last week when we recorded, and then I re-listened to the podcast on my way home today. Yeah, it got me all fired up again.
I thought you were going in a different direction.
Friends.
Yeah, I never go into a conversation with you wondering if we're going to survive it.
I'm not going to lie, after the last week's episode, I'm surprised we did. But we did, and that's what's important.
We're both big people, Tom, both metaphorically and literally.
Yep, come on.
Here's the mail, it never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes, I want to wail.
All right, Pat, we got some new reviews, or some messages. Nobody reviews our shit.
Excellent.
Who do you want me to start with? First off, do you have any?
Like, personal?
No, like, has anybody sent anything out to you? Anything worth mentioning in our segment here?
Just little text messages, not that I can remember what any single one of them said.
So nothing important.
Mason texted both of us.
Yeah, I didn't read that. Fuck that kid.
You did, you responded.
Oh, that's true. All right, so our first piece of mail comes from a Miss Pam Washington. For those of you who don't know, that's my mother. I got this one first thing yesterday morning. Pet. Hope the dog dies? Question mark. What is wrong with him? He really needs to go see someone about his built-up anger issues over his enormous hemorrhoid that's making him angry. Spoiler alert, I love that movie. I had to ask her what movie she was talking about because we've been talking about so many movies.
What?
Yeah.
There's so many movies where dogs die?
Well, I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, it was A Dog's Purpose. So she sent me that one, and then she sent me this one later.
Hold on. Can we talk about the fact that your mom's pretty fucking funny and is nasty at throwing callbacks out there?
Well, I think she had just listened to the episode.
Way to play it up, Pammy. I like it. All right. Hi, Tom and Pat. I was listening to your show today. I wanted to weigh in on the Jacob Blake shooting. First off, I believe the situation could have been de-escalated by the police, like Pat said. In fact, that was the first thing I said when I saw it was, why didn't they tackle him and try to restrain him? However, I do not agree that this is a black and white issue, or that the police are only partly responsible for the outcome in this case. The police responded to a domestic dispute after a woman reported her boyfriend was unlawfully on the premises. Jacob Blake had a felony count of third-degree sexual assault that was related to an incident of domestic abuse. He also had an active arrest warrant. When the police tried to arrest him, he resisted arrest. The police first tried to subdue him by tasing him. However, that did not work, and he continued to walk over the driver's side of the car and reach for something on the floor of his car, which turned out to be a knife. Police officers are given a lot of latitude under the law to use lethal force when they feel their lives are in danger, and rightfully so. They deal with the worst of society every day, of all races, creeds, and religions. Oh, wow, your computer screen is hugely... Okay, there you go. Everyone judges the situation based on phone videos. We truly only get a clip into what happened to this type of evidence. Do I believe this shooting could have been prevented? Absolutely, based on what I saw. However, not just by the police, but by Mr. Blake. If he did not resist arrest and cooperated with the police in this situation, It would have never escalated to the shooting. So as far as I'm concerned, both parties are at fault. But of course, this is only based on the video clip of the evidence, not the full investigated evidence. My prayers are with the victim, his family, and the police officers, along with their families. This is a horrible situation for all involved.
Well, Miss Washington, we appreciate that feedback.
Absolutely. Pamela Emma Ding Dong's on point. The first email was funny. Son of my foot's caught on a book bag. The second email was, it was poignant. It was on point. I agree wholeheartedly. This is not any one person's fault. I don't think at any point did we say it was. I don't think we actually referred to it as a racist incident either. It's unfortunate, but it should have been de-escalated.
Yeah. I think we agreed on that in the last episode that it could have or should have been de-escalated before it got to where it got. I'd say it kind of is what it is at this point.
I will say Pam Bergini is well-spoken, and she should write in more often.
Yeah. I don't know why you're giving my mom nicknames, but that's cool.
No, Pambo.
Yep, there's another one. Okay. Our next piece of mail comes from my wife, and it goes a little bit like this. I vote not to roast Tom's wife.
Boo.
With a smiley face. And stop saying that word retarded. The word retarded means slow. That's why back in the day they labeled individuals as mentally retarded because they were thought to be slow mentally. When people started to make fun of them, they dropped mentally and just started saying retarded, meaning it in a bad way. Retarded just means slow, not stupid, so please don't use the word in that way. Okay. I'll consider your thought on that, and moving forward, I will do better to say it less often.
I couldn't agree more, Erica. Tom is a very mean person.
Pat, you're a piece of shit. We also got a message from Andrew and driver Andy. He sent me an article on the woman that Pat was talking about in the last episode about Breonna Taylor.
Yeah.
I have yet to read it, so I don't really want to talk about it yet. But I appreciate you sending me that link. We'll take a look at it, and maybe on a future episode we'll discuss that.
Something tells me Tom's blood will boil.
Yeah, I'm actually going to try to avoid that at all costs at this point. Anything else you get, Pat? I think we went over this in the beginning.
No additional feedback. But hey, three pieces of feedback for this episode. We're moving up in the world.
Yeah. Nobody we don't know yet. So I still got that t-shirt. I think I'm going to extend that offer through this episode. If you've never met us before, but you're listening to the podcast, send in some feedback on either the Twitter, the number 9 pod, or go to our website, number9podcast.com, or our email, number9podcast @gmail.com, and send us in some sort of email with some feedback, and whoever the first one is that we don't know, I'm going to mail them a t-shirt that we had made that says on the front, number 9 with Tommy podcast, and on the back, it references one of our first episodes where Pat shits in the ocean frequently.
Valid.
It's me, Versace. Whoops, somebody shot me, and I was just checking the mail. Get it? Checking the mail.
All right, Pat, it's movie time.
Movie time.
We didn't think that we'd be able to do it for this episode, but, me and Pat are dedicated to our craft, so we made it happen.
True story. I watched my movie. You watched your movie. As usual, we are going to disagree, I guarantee, on the reviews.
So, Pat, why don't you go first? I went first last week. You should go first this week.
Ooh, this is something Erica never gets to experience. I get to go first. Let's see.
Ha!
It's a sex joke.
Yeah, we got it.
All right. Let's see. So my movie was A Dog's Journey.
No.
A dog's what?
Purpose. You
A Dog's
dumb
Purpose.
shit.
You think that's dumb? I wrote this as I was watching the movie, so I literally, as the title came across the screen, I was like, got it. So I even had that fucked up. It was a 7.2 on IMDb. I'd like to point out that rating is solely because people like dogs and in no way a reflection of the movie itself, which was pretty predictable. I didn't realize when you recommended it, I didn't realize it was going to have a Disney feel to it. I thought that it
I'm
was.
pretty sure it was made by Disney.
It was not. It was not on Disney Plus. I paid $4 to watch that.
Pat,
movie.
if I have to tell you this one more time,
That you're going to give me my money, but not really give it to me.
No. Not every Disney movie is on Disney Plus for free.
Yeah, but there's no like Disney thing. There's a bunch of other companies at the beginning of the movie. No Disney.
Okay.
Anyways, asshole.
He's really worried about this fucking Pat, I just want to throw it out there. Both the movies you made me watch, I paid $4 for as well.
Both the cinema classics, but that's okay.
We'll get to that.
So, additionally, not knowing that this was a Disney-esque movie, I kind of thought it was more for adults than it was. It's very much a family movie. I also didn't realize that it was a comedy. That was a nice touch. The best parts of the movie were the fact that it has Archie Andrews from Riverdale and Dennis Quaid. The high spot in the movie was the dog making the joke. So he gets shot on the bridge, and he references not liking shots and how that's his least favorite shot ever. I fucking died laughing. It was a pretty good line. I did think it was narrated, or weirdly narrated, without any emotion. Like he's bleeding out from a gunshot wound, and he's like, "Oh, I don't like shots. This is the worst shot ever." But he's not like, "I'm fucking bleeding out. Oh my God, this is awful." I felt like there should have been some emotion in the narrating. So my overall feeling on this movie was basically like the third bun on a Big Mac. I mean, it just, I could take it or leave it. It does nothing for me. It doesn't help in any way. It was just filler.
Pat, what was the rating on that?
7.2, because people like dogs.
What was the rating on Lucky Number 11?
7.7, because it was a good movie.
I think that's pretty close, but okay.
It's pretty close. People really like
So you
dogs.
don't think it was a good movie?
No, I would never watch it again. At no point did I get all teared up, which I did expect it to catch me. There was the tough scene when Archie Andrews there gets between his then drunk and abusive father and his mother, who just got like pushed to the ground. That wasn't easy to watch, but that was about the toughest part of the movie. This movie was basically like, when you go through the drive-thru and then you get home, but you forgot to check your order. So but they forgot to give you the dipping sauce. Yeah, that's what this movie was like. It was like getting home and realizing you're eating just chicken nuggets with no sweet and sour sauce.
You have issues, bro. You really do. So anyway, the reason we made Pat watch that was because Eric and I have a story about that movie. So we were flying somewhere. I couldn't tell you where. It was probably Florida or something like that. And we're on the plane, and we're watching movies. So I look over, and she's watching this movie, A Dog's Purpose. And about, I don't know, hour and a half into the flight, I look over, and Erica is sobbing, crying. And I look at her.
Was she
I'm
laughing about the joke on the bridge?
No.
Oh.
And I look over at her, and I'm like, what's wrong with you? We're on a plane. Stop crying. You're in public. What the hell? So, whatever. We had a good laugh about it when we got off the plane. So, we're flying back, and I'm like, I should probably watch this movie. Right? So, I'm watching it by myself.
I feel like I know where this is going, and I can't fucking wait.
I don't think you have any idea where it's going.
Okay, go ahead.
So, I'm watching it by myself. Headphones are in my ear. She's watching something different. And about an hour and a half in, Erica's eyes are glued to my screen, watching it, and starts crying again. She doesn't even have...
She has no volume?
No volume. Crying, watching the movie. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you?
That's fucking great.
So,
what was the scene that got her so bad?
I don't know. It's probably one of the 15 times that dog died.
He sure does. There's a lot of punchlines in that movie. That's a good point.
Yeah, he does a lot. I thought it was a good movie. I think you're a little harsh on the movie. I'm not sure why. If it was about cats, you would have cried your ass off. So whatever.
Yeah, cats are majestic.
Or if the dog's name was named Frank or something, you probably would have cried.
I don't understand why you just took such a personal turn.
I mean,
you started
at least
attacking the best friend I've ever had.
At least they didn't put the dead dog in the freezer and throw him in the trash.
Would have made for a better movie. I mean, anything would have made for a better movie.
Well, Pat, I could say the same thing about that fucking awful movie, The Bodyguard.
Everybody pay attention. This is where we find out what a piece of shit Tom really is.
Listen, the movie was okay. Again, just like I would never pay to watch it again. That's a guarantee. And I also, if it was on, I might watch it. If there was nothing else on to watch. It was okay. It was the same old story.
You didn't feel like Farmer, the Kevin Costner character, was one of his best roles ever?
No.
When that motherfucker pulls up like he's giving other names, he's just giving every piece of security a different name to see how far he can get in without, anybody stopping him. And just like everything he does, his sarcasm, his relationship with the little kid, he has a great role in that movie, man. And that soundtrack is amazing.
Who gives a fuck about the soundtrack?
The movie's about music, so the soundtrack is all throughout the movie.
Yes, I understand. It
It's
was
not like
all Whitney
background
Houston
music.
music.
Yeah, she's fucking amazing.
Okay. It had good music, I guess. And other than that,
We're wearing him down here.
It was a mediocre movie. There was nothing special about it. The plot twist with the sister hiring the killer, kind of could see it coming because she was resentful through the whole movie. I just don't think that there was anything special about it. It was nowhere near as good as you hyped it up to be. Lucky Number 11, great movie. You hyped that one up just enough. Now, I don't look at the IMDb ratings because I'm not a fucking loser. Pat tells me what to watch. I watch it for him.
He's not a loser. He recommended fucking Cocktail. He's a loser. Trust me.
Listen, Cocktail's a good fucking movie.
I think you should go back and watch Cocktail before you continuously say that.
I'm going to say it no matter what.
I'll tell you what, I would love to go back and watch The Bodyguard. Watched it about a year ago. It was awesome then.
Yeah, it's okay, bro. There's nothing special about it.
And listen, I didn't say it was the greatest romantic comedy of all time.
You say it's a cinema classic. It's not.
It's a cinema classic. It absolutely is.
No, it's not.
Everybody should watch The Bodyguard.
Listen, if Armageddon isn't a cinema classic...
Armageddon's absolutely a cinema classic.
Weren't you giving me shit for saying it was one of the greatest movies of all time?
That's not true. It's not one of the greatest movies of all time. It is absolutely a cinema classic.
Well, we have two different definitions of a cinema classic then.
I feel like everything you watch, actually, everything you enjoy is a romantic comedy in one way or another. Cocktail, all romantic comedy. Armageddon, an action romantic comedy.
You could say that The Bodyguard was a romantic comedy.
I would.
I didn't like it.
Oh, no, you don't have to like all of them, but they're all you like is what it seems like.
I like romance. I'm a very happily married man and I love my wife. We're funny together. Yeah. I'm sorry that you don't have that in your life, Pat.
I have romance with your wife in my life.
Yeah, but you don't have romantic comedy.
Well, no, that's true. I mean, when we make fun of you, it's romantic and comedic.
Whatever.
Are we doing round 3 with these movies?
Yeah, I think we need to keep. I gotta tell you, Pat. I think this is the main reason why people listen.
I'd like to point out to the general audience, I have made a very specific request, and that is Tom's only allowed to recommend free movies. Hulu, Netflix, Disney Plus. Those are your platforms. Even Amazon Prime, if it's free on Prime.
I gotta tell you, I don't give a shit if it's free or not. Pat will pay for it and like it.
Tom, I will pick fucking rare, like vintage movies that you have to pay $60 to order online and have mailed to your house. Don't go to war.
I don't care.
Oh,
You're
man.
worried about $4.
I had so much. You know what? I feel like you haven't seen a great deal of movies. I have a much easier time picking a movie for you than you do for me.
That's true.
Are we ready? I'm ready to throw out a movie for you right now.
Go for it, bub.
Have you seen Casino?
Come on, dude. An American classic.
Okay. So I can't believe you've seen it. I was shocked by that.
How the fuck are you? That'd be like asking me if I watch Goodfellas.
I'm surprised that you've seen Goodfellas. You've seen nothing. Every time I ask you about a movie, you haven't seen it.
Casino and Goodfellas. Are you serious?
Hey, listen, man. All right. So I think we're going to have to actually pause the podcast, fourth wall coming down there, and pick movies.
So, guys, picture this. Pat's going through these movies on some fucking thing. I don't even know what it is.
IMDb
And
Top 100.
And he just asked me if I've seen Good Will Hunting.
How do you like them apples?
Yeah, what the fuck's the matter with you? Who hasn't seen Good Will Hunting?
I feel like you've never watched any. Ooh, Snatch. That's it. I got my movie.
Snatch?
Snatch.
Am I gonna have to pay for this?
I don't know.
Oh, good.
I can tell you this. I don't give a fuck if you got to pay $4 because I always have to pay $4.
Oh, he's gonna have to pay $4
And I'm
again.
not giving you $4. You watch it, you pay for it.
I'm down. What's Snatch about, Pat?
Snatch, I actually explained it before to you. It's a Guy Ritchie movie where there's a whole bunch of different storylines. They all come together at the end. Brad Pitt's a pikey. I think I've explained this.
I don't know what a pikey is, but okay.
It's an English term for like a gypsy. So
Sounds
they speak
riveting.
like a really weird broken English.
Oh, I can't wait to watch this. It's gonna be so good.
You're going to fucking die laughing.
Great. Pat, the movie that I've selected for you
Here we go with the bullshit.
is a cinema classic.
Oh. You can't, you're going to devalue that term so rapidly.
It's such a good movie. It also may be classified as a romantic comedy. It has Nicole Kidman, Tom Cruise.
Motherfucker, if you're about to recommend like You've Got Mail, I think that was actually Meg Ryan.
Yeah, and Tom Hanks, you idiot.
Who'd you say?
Tom Cruise?
Oh, okay. Are you going to
Nicole
say
Kidman.
Eyes Wide Shut?
No.
Oh, thank God.
Who's the Robert Duvall's in it?
What's the name of the fucking movie, Tom?
The brother from Step Brothers, the one with curly hair, Cal Norton.
Cal Naughton Jr.?
Yeah, he's in it.
If you didn't say that, I would have told you his real name. Now I can't think of it.
A very young version of him is in it. It's a great movie. Andy already knows what I'm going to say. Driver Andy. This is a true story about this movie. One of my very good friends, Griff, had never seen it, and I made him watch it. Now
Did
he
you
loves
build
it.
it up like this before you told him the fucking title?
Days of Thunder.
Oh, my fucking... Okay, so just to be clear. I fucking hate alcohol, so you made me watch Cocktail. I love cats, so you made me watch A Dog's Purpose. And I think NASCAR is the dumbest sport of sports. So I've got to watch a movie about racing cars. Do you have like a little list? Like, do you keep like in your notes in your phone a little list of the things that I don't like, and then you try to find a movie about that topic?
Pat, I'm telling you, it's a great movie, and
You
I
should
really
find
don't
you
think
should
that
find
you
a
give
movie
NASCAR
titled Tommy, because that would be a movie about something I don't like.
Tommy Boy.
Yes, you should recommend that to me. I've never seen that. What's that about?
Yeah, you're full of shit. Anyway, what I'm trying to tell you, Pat, is one, I don't think you've never seen NASCAR live. If you saw NASCAR live, you would understand what it's about and how crazy talented those people are that drive those cars.
I never said anything about NASCAR drivers.
So what?
I have no beef
But
with
you hate the sport.
Jimmy Jarrett.
Jimmy Johnson, you dumb fuck. Dale Jarrett.
Dale Jarrett. There you go.
Fucking retard.
Matt Kenseth. I know racers.
Yeah, all of them, with the exception
Shout
of
out
Jimmy
to Dick Trickle and Rusty Wallace.
all of them, with the exception of Jimmy Johnson, do not race anymore. And this is Jimmy Johnson's last season racing.
Yeah. I mean, I would have known that if NASCAR was worth watching.
It is. It is. I haven't watched it in a long time, but I don't
What's it
have
called?
time.
Days of Thunder?
Days of Thunder.
Sounds like Nights of Snoring.
It's fucking awesome, Pat. It's such a great movie.
Who's it? You said Tom Cruise is in it?
Yes.
Here we go. You're just going to... What's next, bro? Top Gun? Come on.
You've already seen that.
Yeah, I have.
Top Gun, another great movie.
Yeah, Top Gun was a good flick.
I don't understand what your problem is here.
I just feel like you're sticking to Tom Cruise is all.
No, it just popped in my head because I remember on an earlier episode you said you had never seen it. So I said,
I don't think you should not be shocked when I'm like, have you seen Casino? You're like, what? But you hadn't seen A Few Good Men, which is one of the best movies in history. You hadn't seen Young Guns or Young Guns Part 2.
they're okay.
You haven't seen all of Braveheart.
I'm sure I have, Pat, but I was very young.
I mean, there's a lot of really, really classic films that you haven't seen. So you can't be astounded when I'm like, hey, have you
But
seen...
Casino?
Listen, bro.
Goodfellas?
A Few Good Men?
What's next? Donnie Brasco?
So, okay, so you just watched mafia movies?
Yes, I
Well, and obviously romantic comedies.
yes, mafia movies, romantic comedies. Those are my.
I feel like we're missing a very good mafia movie.
I
For some
think we are
reason.
too.
The Godfather, but I wasn't forgetting that. I just knew you had seen it.
I've never seen The Godfather.
You're full of shit.
I'm dead serious.
Everybody, I hate you so much. You have seen The Godfather, though, right?
I have not seen The Godfather, Pat.
Have you seen The Godfather Part 2?
Why would I watch the second if I haven't watched the first?
Why would you not have watched the first to begin with, is the real question.
Pat, the movie was made in the 70s, dude. I'm not watching that shit.
Have you really not seen The Godfather?
I'm dead fucking serious. I haven't seen that fucking movie.
You were shocked?
Who has 9 hours to watch The Godfather?
First off, Star Wars is like 20-something hours, and it's well
Again,
worth it.
who the fuck has that kind of time? That shit's not
Tom,
worth
you fucker,
the
say
first
something
5 minutes.
disrespectful about Star Wars, and my next 9 picks will be the Star Wars movies, motherfucker. Say something disrespectful.
I've seen them.
C-3PO will whoop your ass. And
The
he's the
robot?
bitchiest of all the
The
characters.
robot thing?
Okay, first off, he's a droid, not a robot.
Whatever.
Second,
Oh,
he's...
is that the gold one or the fucking... Oh, that's R2-D2, the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, R2-D2 is his counterpart. C-3PO is the one who's human-cyborg
he's gold.
relations.
Yeah.
He knows several thousand languages.
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
And he's terrified of everything. I love it. He's so funny.
Great. It's such a classic.
Have you really not seen The Godfather?
I'm dead serious. I haven't seen the fucking Godfather. And you can't... Because I don't have that kind of time to be watching that shit.
First off, I would recommend The Godfather in its own, like the original. The fact that you haven't seen a movie that stars Marlon Brando,
I don't know what that is.
you do.
I don't.
Al Pacino,
I know who that is.
And
Any Given
Robert
Sunday.
De
What a great
Niro.
movie.
and let's just throw this out there, fucking Adrian. So I can't think of that girl's name right now, but Adrian from Rocky. So she's in the first 5 Rocky movies, and she's in the Godfather movies. This chick was in so many top tier movies.
And she's such a mediocre actor.
I mean, she did good.
She's
She did
okay.
what she came for. We're getting to the Godfather. Don't worry.
I'm not watching it. So Pat's gonna watch Days of Thunder. I'm
Allegedly.
gonna watch Snatch. Hopefully I get some Snatch, you know what I'm saying?
It's so fucked up that you keep getting these fucking fantastic movies and I keep getting straight garbage. Like you are in the beach water, in the ocean, shitting in your palm, but you're not just letting it, like you're not letting the tide take the turd. You're lifting it out of the water and you're fucking flinging shit at me. Why are you flinging shit at me at the beach?
Pat, unlike yourself, I would never shit in the ocean.
You're gross.
I won't shit in other people's houses, Pat.
You shit in my house, you stinky fuck.
Yeah, you're different. You've never seen Days of Thunder. Fucking loser.
Let's
All right,
move
anything
past
else you want to... I want to throw this out there. I've been watching more of The Office, like Erica said. That shit's hilarious.
Yeah, it's a funny show. I'm with you.
You said you don't think it's as good as the hype.
Yeah, I don't think that it is nearly as good as hype. I also don't think that fucking Nikes, which is a great brand, I don't think Nikes are worth $150 fucking dollars.
No, but they're worth $89.99, which is what they're always on sale for.
It depends on what you're getting. I get my Air Force Ones at the barbershop for $30, so
It's because they're not real.
no, they're real. They're just not stitched properly or something's off on them.
Oh,
Or they fell off of a truck. Who knows, bro?
yeah,
I
they
don't
fell
ask
off
questions.
trucks.
I have nice shoes. That's what's important. Right now I have some chewed up by your fucking dog chewed up sandals.
Yeah, man, you should cover up those fucking nasty ass toenails. I was looking at them before. I was gonna say something. You're gross.
Stop staring at my feet, you freak.
Yeah,
What kind of freaky shit are you into? This is why Erica's not allowed back in after her movie review. You're staring at my fucking toes.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You're a sick fuck.
All right, if you guys have a movie that you want us to watch that you think we've never seen,
Or if one of you has an extra pair of socks for me to wear to Tommy's house.
please send it in. Please, definitely the socks. All right, so on the last episode, Pat and I got derailed a little bit, and we forgot to talk about this. But I saw this. Erica sent me this. There was a lady last week in Detroit that the fire department paramedics were called to her house because she was unresponsive. They worked on her for about a half an hour. They pronounced her dead, shipped her off to the funeral home, where while at the funeral home, they found her breathing. Could you fucking imagine? Could you imagine
That's
Like, what if they started embalming this lady? She was like 20 years old, too. She wasn't even like old.
she was 20.
20.
Man, that's a fucking great story.
Like,
So-
like, I've heard of this shit before. Like, I've heard people say stuff like this. I've never actually seen it on the fucking news.
Yeah, that's like stuff that the little stories that you and your friends tell each other in like 5th grade of the crazy shit that never actually happened, but you know, they don't know anybody that it happened to, but they know somebody who knows somebody that it happened to. But this one's in the news. So this is like a legitimate version of all those crazy ass stories.
Yeah, this is
Like everybody knows of a girl in a high school close by, right? It wasn't your school and you didn't know the girl, but
next
your
town over, you know, somebody knew her.
Yeah, your cousin went to school with a girl who was using a fucking frozen hot dog and it broke off inside her and she had to go to the hospital, right? Like everybody's heard those crazy fucking stories. Then this is
I knew a girl that happened to.
Oh yeah, exactly. Well, you didn't know her personally, right? It was your buddy who knew her.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This is one of those, except this is legit. Like there's
Now we all know. We all know what happened to this poor girl.
Yeah.
I just couldn't imagine being her family. You know what I mean? Like, could you imagine?
Yeah, what an emotional roller coaster.
Oh my! And she's 20, right? So her parents can't be that old. Say they're in their early 50s, right? That's being, you know, pretty generous.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, could you imagine it? You get a phone call. Oh, your daughter's dead. Oh no, wait, she's alive. It's a miracle.
Yeah, like, you know, are her personal effects transported to the morgue with her, so she just grabs her cell phone and she's like, JK, LOL.
Yeah, got you, bitches.
Yeah, like, and not only that, but how fucking confused. So you go to sleep because you're not feeling well, right? So she probably was panicked. Whatever got the ambulance called there to begin with was probably a pretty dramatic situation.
No, it said that there was no foul play or anything. Like I think somebody walked in and found her unresponsive.
All right, so she goes take a little nappy nap, right? And she wakes up
In the fucking morgue.
Yeah. So immediately she's pinching herself. She's like, fucking, this is the most realistic nightmare I've ever had in my entire life.
I couldn't imagine. I really couldn't imagine waking up in the morgue. And I was thinking about this, right? So
Was
obviously,
she in one of the little cabinets? Is that what you were thinking?
probably an icebox. But also, she must not have had a heart rate, right?
Or a very weak pulse, yeah.
A very weak pulse. She wasn't breathing. I haven't found any more information on it. Now, I haven't Googled or anything. I just read the news article that Erica sent me. Wouldn't she be brain dead if she didn't breathe for all that time?
Well, if she had really faint breathing somehow that they didn't notice. You know, this is not, as much as this is crazy in modern times, this was kind of a common thing. So the term graveyard shift, you've heard that term for people who work overnights?
Yeah.
That term comes because there actually was somebody who sat in the graveyard, and there's several terms that come from this. I want to say one of them is a dead ringer, Saved by the Bell, like the television show. That's where that term came from, Saved by the Bell.
What a great TV show that was.
It was a great TV show.
I think we covered that on this podcast here, that's coming back. I think you said that.
Yes.
I don't believe it, but
Bayside High, here we go. But so they would bury you in a casket, but the casket actually had a hole in it and there was a rope in the casket and it was connected to a bell. So if you woke up after you were fucking buried in a casket, you would ring that bell and the person working the graveyard shift would dig your ass up or call and get some help. But I mean, this at one point was pretty normal. That's a real thing.
whatever. Talk about being buried alive.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, I just thought that was pretty funny. Not like traumatic, but funny at the same time. Hopefully she's doing okay, and she'll make a full recovery, huh?
Yeah, that's a good point. Is there going to be permanent damage?
Memories with a silver lining message.
Finally, this silver lining is going to come from the namesake of the podcast, the deacon of doggy style, the general of genitals, the butt knocker of the gut locker, the prince of punani, the king of the clitoris, the sultan of squirt, Tommy, let's hear your fucking sex story, bro.
Yeah, I mean, Pat, I've told memory stories before, just not sex stories, Pat.
I'm interested in hearing your sex story,
And I'm
buddy.
not sure that there's a silver lining to this message.
Well, we'll find out.
All right, so
I'm so excited.
so many years ago, yeah, many years. I'm with this girl, right? And we're getting it on, and we decided we want to do a kind of, I guess you'd call it a reverse 69, where I'm on top instead of her on top.
That is dangerous for this girl.
Yeah, you have no idea, Pat. So we're getting it on or whatever, and my feet are up near the top of the bed, you know?
The headboard?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes. And so I kind of lose track of where my feet are going, and all of a sudden my feet slide behind the headboard onto the floor. So now I'm laying down on top of this girl with my genital lodged in her throat.
Oh my god, you gave her the Arabian Night goggles. That's so great.
Yeah. So I guess the silver lining is you should know you should know your surroundings at all times.
Yeah, it's like we're talking, dare class, geez, sex ed. Safety first, man. You really should have paid attention to your surroundings. Let me ask you, does the girl use one of those things now? You know, that, hey, I got dick in my throat from Tommy.
No, she does not.
I'm shocked that she's not still in recovery from this incident. I can't.
Well, let's be fair, Pat. It didn't hit the back of her throat. It barely hit her teeth.
That's a good point. But the mass. I mean, think of like what would happen if you were 69ing a whale and then the whale landed on you.
Yeah.
Did she get facial reconstructive surgery after this? Did
No.
you shatter her fucking like facial bones?
No.
You break an eye socket with one of those big meaty balls of yours.
Nothing was broken, Pat. We just laughed a lot.
Was your spirit broken?
No. We still got the job done that night, Pat. We get the job done every night.
What's that?
I'm not sure why you stopped in your tracks there.
You said you guys used to get the job done every night?
Yeah.
Just consistent
I
fucking. Huh?
continue to still get the job done every night, just with a different woman.
Did you try different positions after this?
Yeah, sure.
Did you try that position after this?
No.
Did you finish that? Like so you guys resumed after this happened?
Yeah, different position, bro.
I guess this is a 100% true story. I'm so upset that I'm telling this story right now. I'm having sex with this girl, and she and I are both. She and I are both big fans of.
Just so we're clear here, there was just an ant crawling all over the mic stand and then all over the table in front of
That's
Pat.
true. So I had to flick that fucker away. It's okay. He has an
Charlie
exoskeleton.
fuck.
What just happened?
Fucking Charlie.
Tom just got a fucking foot cramp. Is it foot?
No, Charlie horse.
You can't get a Charlie horse without getting punched in the leg.
The fuck are you talking about?
That's a Charlie horse. You hit somebody in the leg and go
You're a
say
fucking
Charlie horse.
idiot.
What do you call it? What's going on right now? Explain your pain.
The fuck? Like my hamstring pulled. It's a Charlie horse.
What?
You've never gotten a Charlie horse while you're having sex?
Yes, many times, unfortunately. I'm very out of shape.
So I don't understand how you don't understand what a Charlie horse is.
I don't call it a Charlie horse. I just call it a cramp.
Yeah, it's called the Charlie horse, you dumb fuck.
That's weird. That's like, and we always called them punch buggies. What do you call them up here? Is it punch buggies still?
What, when you punch them in the arm and you see a beetle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a term in the car that's different, and I had never heard it.
Well, when you hit the roof?
Padiddle.
Padiddle.
Yeah, or when you see a car with one headlight.
Yeah, you
Padiddle.
hit the roof. Padiddle. If you don't hit the roof, the last person hit the roof gets punched in the arm.
You mean he gets a Charlie horse in the leg?
However you want to do it, yeah. We used to call those Charlie horses when we hit each other in the leg. But the actual Charlie horse
Like
is when your
when-
hamstring pulls.
When God just punches you in the back of the leg, like just happened to you. You told that story about whatever poor, disgusting, vile woman that story was about, who was willing to lower herself to sleep with you. Oh my God. Let me ask you, have you ever sneezed in front of this woman?
Multiple times.
And she still fucked you? I guarantee you that's the only thing that happened multiple times in front of her. So, anyways, I'm I'm having sex.
I'm just thinking about what if, like, let's just say by chance.
The odd chance that this girl listens to the podcast.
Yeah, the odd chance.
I got to tell you, I have that thought all the time because listen, I'm not very far removed. There's not many exes that I don't still talk to. Like I get along with them. There's a solid chance that, like, you know, I don't know, any one of these girls. I was going to start naming them, but the only one I could think of was Piss Girl. Honey Buns, I don't talk to, which is, I mean, thank God.
Such a nice girl. I don't know why you did that to her.
But anyways, this particular girl, I don't have a name for her yet. Maybe we'll come up with one. You know what? Let's call her Fingernails. And we'll explain why she's called Fingernails in a completely different episode because I got plenty from this girl. But anyways, she's a huge fan of Dirty Talk. I'm a big fan of Dirty Talk myself. So we're getting real close to the finish line on this particular event. And I'm on top. She's on bottom.
I heard this story.
We're talking all kinds of crazy shit. And what I want to say in the midst of my climax is I want to pull my penis out of your vagina and then ejaculate in your mouth. What comes out instead is I'm about to come and I go, "Oh my God, baby, stick your dick in my mouth," which was a show fucking stopper. We did not finish. We couldn't, neither one of us could breathe because we laughed so fucking hard for so fucking long. What an ab workout.
If this isn't proof enough
of like some Freudian gay shit.
You're definitely gay.
Yeah, listen. That's an alarm. That's an alarm. That doesn't count.
Shut up. I told Pat before we came into the basement, hey, why don't you silence your phone?
My phone is silenced. You haven't been hearing the text messages. You only heard the alarm.
Jesus. Anyway, you're definitely a homosexual, which I'm fine with, Pat. I accept you for who you are.
I don't think I was having sex with a girl when it happened.
That doesn't mean nothing. And then you were thinking about sticking dicks in your mouth.
No. It was
sure.
I got
Wink face.
I got my merds mixed up, and that's all that happened.
Sure. What's the silver lining to that message, Pat?
Oof, I mean, I would say be careful what you wish for. I certainly didn't want that shit to happen.
Wink face. All right, guys, I think we're going to wrap up the show. A little bit shorter this week. We're recording early because I got plans this weekend. And, well, Pat doesn't want to do any work. So, we're going to wrap it up. Pat, anything you want to say?
Yeah.
Can you stop smacking your fucking lips when you go talk? Jesus Christ.
You know, I had a really positive message.
I said this earlier in the show, man. I have to go back and delete every time you go.
Now I've lost my train of thought, so I'll leave you with this parting thought. All guys want to marry a nymphomaniac. What they need to really remember is that when they get married, the nympho leaves. The maniac stays.
Real nice, Pat. My wife's not a maniac.
She's a sweet, angelic woman.
She's a nymph, though. You know?
Hey, Tom. What food kills a woman's sex drive?
Wedding cake.
Correct.
All right. Make sure you hit us up on Twitter at number 9 pod. That's NUMBER 9 pod. Go to our website, number9podcast.com. Same thing, NUMBER9podcast.com. I realized today that I've been saying everything wrong.
Jesus, I get all this flack for not doing any work, but you're doing 10 times as much work backwards. Well, to be fair, Pat,
people still email us, and they still go to the website, and they find us on Twitter. But I've been saying number 9 podcast with Tommy. It's number 9 with Tommy podcast.
Thank God our fans are so loyal and dedicated to finding the right places.
Yeah, I mean, I got to tell you, when I look at the stats, we have a lot of out-of-state downloads.
Yeah.
And yet, I've yet to hear from somebody out of state.
Cotton, if you message in for a free shirt, Tommy won't know that it's you.
Yes, I will. Because I know where she's from because of the downloads.
Cotton, do it. Do it.
You could do it. I will
Or
not send you a t-shirt.
Have King do it or have Hoodrat do it. He'll never know who they are.
Yeah, but if they're not downloading the episodes, I mean, come on.
They should do not let King and Hoodrat listen to this shit, Cotton. They should not listen to the episodes.
Why?
That's not the right demographic for age range demographic for us.
Oh, they're youngers.
Yes.
Do not let them listen to this.
Yeah.
I don't let my son listen to this.
Bad news bears, Cotton. Bad news bears.
But yeah, anybody out there, send us in some feedback. Like I said, if I get any feedback this week from somebody we don't know, actually, I'm gonna keep this going till whenever we get some feedback from somebody we do not know. I'll mail you a t-shirt. Remember, they only come in one size, and that's biggin'.
That's a fact.
We're gonna play another song by Tom McDonald at the end of this. That was a song that we were talking over in the beginning. I like it. It's pretty good. It's also gonna come through a lot better than most of the other songs because I found a new way to record them. Just remember, we're still in the beginning process of doing this. I think we're making great improvements.
2 years this motherfucker didn't listen to a Tom McDonald song. I was shoving him down his throat for 2 years. Now all of a sudden he's a Tom McDonald fucking fan. He wants to use a Tom McDonald song on every show. Don't get me wrong, I'm not upset because Tom McDonald's top 3 greatest.
How many times can you say Tom McDonald?
Tom McDonald, bitch. He's self-made, man. Oh, Tom McDonald. Hey, speaking of, the song that we played last week is now number 2 on iTunes. The number 2 most downloaded song on iTunes currently. Second only to that Cardi B song. I can't think of what it is. It's fucking awful.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah, that song is fucking fire.
Tom McDonald, bitch.
Tom McDonald. I wonder if we should shoot him an email. Maybe we can get him on the podcast.
I would bet money. Again, he's self-made. So if he had the time, I can't think of where he's living. He's from Canada, if you can believe that shit.
Because I learned how to use this software a lot better.
Yeah.
We can actually Skype or FaceTime or whatever with him, Zoom meeting with him on this, and put his audio right into the track.
You want to talk pro wrestling? Let's get Tom McDonald on for a pro wrestling /rap episode.
So, Pat, you have to watch Days of Thunder this week.
Boo.
And you also have to email Tom McDonald to see if we can get him on the show.
I'm going to geek out. You should have been there when I met Bret Hart. Ooh, it was not good.
He was drooling all over himself and shit.
No, legit. We were in line, right? The line was, so it was in a high school gym, and it went all the way through like the hall of the high school to the front door, and then all the way to the sidewalk, and it was like down around the back of the school. And once we got into the gym, and it wasn't just Bret Hart, like Bobby Lashley was there, Virgil was there. There were tons. Jimmy Hart was there. There was a ton of wrestlers that I remember from my childhood. And I had the opportunity to meet them all and talk to them all and get their autographs. And when we're pretty close in the Bret Hart line, I'm probably like 25 back, I had to turn to Lush because he was with me and be like, Lush, if I fucking pass out, you need to make 2 commitments to me. 1, you will get me up in time for a signature. I will not miss this opportunity because I'm geeking the fuck out. And 2, you can never tell anybody that I passed out. And he was down, man. I took a picture of him meeting Bret Hart. He did not reciprocate, so there is no picture. I did on my wall in the movie theater. I do have the chair that Bret Hart was sitting in. I went ahead and asked him for his chair and had him autograph it. That's the level of fan right there. I got Bret Hart's butt cheeks sitting in my basement.
Yeah, to be fair here, when I said he was drooling all over himself, I meant Bret Hart.
What the fuck, man? Goldberg kicked his head into the 5th fucking row. He got injured.
There's something wrong with that dude. He's fucked.
You're fucked.
I
hope you run into Goldberg and he kicks you in your fucking head.
If I do, I'm going to ask him to come on the podcast.
Ugh. That's if he wants a fist fight.
He'd kick your ass.
Probably.